Hi Geminis, so this is going to be a career and finances read. I know it's been a while since I have been on here, so hopefully you guys are able to have my mic here to hear me a little bit more clearly than like maybe the recent past videos, but let's go ahead and get into it. So this is for someone raising Venus placements, okay, or any placement in Gemini that's significant or has a significance to you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into, I don't know if I should put, I think I'm gonna just leave it right there. Leave the mic there. It's like the Yeti mic that you use for like ASMR, for those of you who watch ASMR. I'm like, does my lip liner look? No, it looks fine. Okay, so let's see what we have for Gemini. So the High Priestess came out. So I don't know, this could be like a channeled message, okay? Because as I'm looking at this, I don't know why I got this like download, okay? Some of you guys could be noticing a change in your behavior. Okay, maybe this is like your perspective on certain things, maybe things that you used to pay attention to, or things that you kind of stressed about, you don't stress about anymore, or maybe like you don't give it the time of day, or you don't maybe consume your thoughts in that. Okay, so however that may apply, that could be like just about anything. Okay, I'm getting like there could be like a change and maybe like perspective on something in your life. Okay, maybe you trust your intuition a little bit more. Okay, for those of you who maybe do content on spirituality, okay, so like you're a high priestess, you're a messenger, maybe you do like spiritual work, you could be changing your perspective on something that you used to do, or maybe trusting in something a little bit more as opposed to before. Maybe you needed like some kind of validation, or were looking for answers in different areas. Why am I hearing in different area codes? So maybe like for some of you, you moved to a different area, you're wanting to, and it's changing your perspective on some things. Yeah, the World card came out. 2 major arcana. So the World card being here, it's like you're changing. So by the way, guys, excuse the background. I don't think I've ever done a reading actually sitting like in this setup. So yeah, I really need to change my habit of being like I just did it again. Okay, so with the World card, it's like a part of you, there could be like a part of you that has kind of like shed, okay, like you've let go of, or that you've released in some type of way. Maybe something to do with your confidence could be changing too. The 6 of Cups. What is that 6 of Cups? The 7 of Swords. There could be someone here that could feel like they're being consumed with memories that have to do with you. I'm hearing like some song in Spanish that says, aquí todo sigue igual como cuando estabas tú. No te preocupes por mí. So they're basically saying everything's the same, like when you were here. Don't worry about me. This could have been someone quite deceptive though. That could be another thing you're also going to be letting go of. Trying to get, this is like career and finances, but this could tie into your finances. Okay, so maybe for some of you, you're letting go of things and this is helping you maybe get more clear when it comes to your money and finances. Yeah, it's almost like, look at this, 4 of Pentacles, the 10 of Wands at the bottom. It's almost like sometimes I can see how like when you are stuck in a cycle that has to do with like a lover, doesn't always have to be a lover, but a lot of times we watch these readings for like love, right? Let's be realistic. It can mess up like moving forward, even like financially. So for some of you, you're getting like unstuck from this. And if you don't feel that way, you're going to soon, like you're releasing yourself. I don't know why I got that. I feel like that download's very significant. The one that I got at the beginning, where you're kind of like realizing even like small things that like you're like, okay, I won't focus on that anymore, I'll focus on this. Okay, instead of putting time into that, I'll put my energy into that other thing. Yeah, we are in Leo season, but Leo season could be very significant. Okay. A card fell. The Magician. Yeah, Gemini energy. It's like you're starting to realize that for some of you, I know this like, I'm sorry guys, I'm like right next to the window. For some of you with the Magician, you're starting to realize that there are, hold on. You're starting to realize that there are resources, things that you can utilize to make shit happen, to make things happen. You might even be more blunt, okay? Not saying that you like have to F-bomb every time you talk or, you know, but you might be realizing that like self-expression Okay, kind of like being more authentic with the way you express yourself is also very important. Something like in your spiritual growth has to do with your money and finances here, with these messages we're getting. Yeah, it's like with the magician here. The magician utilizes whatever they have. The cup, the wand, the pentacle, all of it, one or two, sometimes three of the things, but it utilizes what it has. And I keep getting that song in Spanish where it's like this person's expressing that everything's the same. Like when you were here. So that could have like an interesting meaning. Maybe someone from your past may be the same as when you last contacted them or were around them. You could also be getting confirmation about that energy soon, because sometimes I feel like we need confirmation. I feel like I'm channeling this, so those of you who resonate with it, take it. If not, leave it. But what I'm about to say, I feel like could resonate. I feel like sometimes we need confirmation that someone hasn't changed, or a situation is like the same or would be the same, but we need for that energy to almost like sometimes come back or give us a sign for us to be like, okay, like for real, I need to evaluate this situation or this love or this obsession I have with this person in order for me to grow in many different areas of my life. 1212 as I'm saying that. Yeah, something like a higher power. I don't know why I'm getting like very intrigued to the expression of the lion here. And you can have the same cards for years and you'll always notice like little things through each reading. Like if you know, you know. Like when you read tarot, it's just like there'll be little things you'll notice. I feel like for a lot of you, there could be like a higher power. Maybe a lion could be significant, but like a higher power. This could be like an ancestor, someone you consider like a guardian angel, whatever you would consider like your spiritual team, source, right? Looking at you like you have strength, because they could be trying to show you how something is unstable and chaotic, or maybe would be if you keep feeding into that energy. I feel like this is not your typical career finances reading where it's like, okay, well in the next 2 weeks, you know, you're gonna get a new, I hit the mic. But I hope whoever this reaches, it like makes sense, because this is quite a beautiful message. There could also be something about like the way you look. It may have to do with perspective as well, but it could have to do with like how you talk to yourself too. That could be for a few of you. Okay, that has to do with like your outside beauty. Okay, maybe there's like a routine or the way that you talk to yourself, maybe when you're getting ready. Because I know like I can't be the only one when I'm getting ready. I sometimes like will be like, oh, this is like super cute, or oh, this is cute, you know, like something like that. So you might be doing like words of affirmation without even realizing it. Yeah, and the strength card also just made me think of beauty. right? The Strength card has the Lion, which is Leo energy. Leo usually embodies like this, like astrological wise, right? Because of course there's evolved and unevolved in each sign, but like typical Leo energy is like very beautiful and fiery and confident. Like that could be something here that you're an ancestor or someone who is like a guidance is letting you know. Yeah. Let me see if I can get some more cards. Okay, well, I know this is not like a love reading, but I'm being intrigued to these love oracles, so let's see if we can get a message here. Addiction, codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block, and restraint. Yeah, so some of you guys are letting go, even if like you have physically let go, maybe like mentally, emotionally, because sometimes we could walk away physically, but then we kind of have that attachment emotionally, mentally. Yeah, and then it says right here, separation, sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure of future. Then under that, it's healthy choices. So yeah, this could be like letting go of ties, and it doesn't have to be romantic, but for those of you where it you know, it ties with romance, a romantic person, a romantic interest, a relationship, situationship, a codependent relationship, however it may be, you're letting go of that. Because look at the posture. I know these are just little drawings, but look at the posture between the person on, like the girl in here, and the person on this healthy choices. You could even be changing like the way you present yourself. Okay, maybe like your posture. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what else we can get. So what messages do Geminis need to know for career and finances? The Two of Swords. So maybe there's something here, and then the Magician at the top. There could be something here that you maybe didn't use to your advantage, or maybe you didn't see how this could bring you resources or income. Because the Magician talks about using resources or whatever you have to make something out of it. Maybe that blindfold is coming off so that you're able to see how it's possible. So if there's even something you didn't maybe used to kind of think like, you know, sometimes we think like, oh, like that would be cool to do, or you know, that would be kind of fun, but then way later on we try it, or it isn't until we try it and we're like, oh, like, I never thought this would make me income. I never thought this would be something I would be super passionate or interested in. That could be something that is changing here with this message. Like, you're finding maybe more opportunities in the what you have around you, or with the things around you. Yeah. Let's see. Sorry guys about the noises from the outside. I'm next to the window. The Three of Wands. So with the Three of Wands, some of you guys are making a decision to move forward and leave certain things behind. Let me see what else with that Three of Wands. So the Nine of Wands. I mean the Eight of Wands, sorry. So I'm like, wait, that looks like the Eight of Wands, sorry. And you might get a message that has to do with moving forward. Let's see. The King of Wands. Yeah, I almost feel like some of you guys may have someone too that this is very interesting. I don't know, I'm getting like for some of you, you may have someone here that may be very passionate about something that you're moving forward towards too. Okay. Yeah. Five of Swords. But you may have a lot of people who, or maybe like a specific person who doesn't want to see this growth. because I feel like it doesn't have to just do with like money and like, you know, your financial gain. It also has to do a lot with like growth within yourself. You're not just moving forward and finding a way to make money, finding resources or finding opportunities. You're changing a perspective about things that maybe before didn't serve you. Yeah, it's like you're finding strength. And as I keep looking at that Three of Wands too, I feel like that's a download that I was coming through earlier, but I didn't know how to like word it. For some of you, I feel like maybe you're already past the crossroads, right? Because Three of Wands is like past that energy of like, where do I go? Do I go here? Do I go there? Three of Wands is already like a step forward. Like, I kind of already know where to look towards. Let's see if I can get some, let's see. Some affirmation cards. Let's see. Any messages for my Geminis? Okay. Says, today I am grateful. My heart is filled with joy. I see the positive in everything I do today. So, say hi. He's a mini cockapoo. He's so nosy. You're so nosy. Yeah, today my heart is filled with joy. I see the positive in everything I do. So some of you guys may also be changing like your mindset in the things that you do. However that resonates. Get down. It's like he's giving you guys the reading. Maybe a dog could be significant too. Okay. Hey. You wanna get down? Let's get down. Say hi. Say hi, Zeus. Say hi. Get down. Okay, let's see. He is not gonna... Zeus, get down. Okay, so let's see what else. Today I am special. Today I realize that I am unique, one of a kind person. Yeah, some of you guys too, this is like a very, I feel like my message here is kind of like, again, not your typical like just straight to the point, rainbows, glitters, and lollipops, kind of like career, finances kind of read, which I feel like you would think more like rainbow, glitter, lollipops with like a love reading, but I feel like sometimes career, financial readings can feel kind of like a little out of touch with reality. Anyway, some of you guys, I feel like you could start to feel, or you're starting to get into this energy where, how do I put this in words? Because I feel like it makes sense better in my head. You see the positive in things that you do. Okay? You see the good. Maybe in the past you focused on, I don't want to say things that didn't matter, but you know how like sometimes when we're wanting to put ourselves out there, you know, on an application for a job, or if it's content that you do, we're like, oh no, like it has to be like super clean, there can't be any stuff behind in the background, there has to be perfect lighting, which been there, done that, right? But sometimes did I just get an interruption? But sometimes you know, we put so much focus into that we don't see the opportunity around that, like detail. We don't see the positivity or the fulfillment because we're so focused around this or that detail. I hope I'm making sense with that. So, yeah. Okay guys, I sincerely apologize. As you guys can tell, this is like a cutout, and there's like a cutout. I want to piece this part of the reading and the other part of the reading together, because interruptions. So yeah, another thing I'm also channeling too, that for some of you could resonate strongly with, is you could be someone who deals with a whole lot that you've needed to have strength, right? That kind of strength with a lion where it's like heavy on you. And maybe because of those things going on, you couldn't really focus on the bigger picture or the opportunity on something. Sometimes we're so like, let's say for example, and this is not trigger warning, but let's say you come from a very critical home where it's like they wanted perfectionism, so you go and sit down and you do a video, and you know, of course you want the video to look nice, but you're not gonna have like a green screen and perfect lighting or the perfect chair or background, whatever, to sit down on. You're gonna work with what you have, but sometimes because of that perfectionism environment, you want to give up when you don't have this or that or the other. So for some of you, I feel like that's another part of the career and finance message, that you're gonna be able to make more out of what you already have, even if it's a little, because you're changing that perspective. I mean, I know it kind of sounds cliche, but it's kind of like when people say that a lot of things are about perspective, because they are. A lot of times it has to do with our perspective, our mindset, our energy. It has a lot to do with that. And it's not always easy to see it that way. Been there, done that. But that's the message I'm getting. A lot of you guys too could be realizing that you've had to have these experiences too. Another channel, like another download I'm getting, because you are a high priestess. Whether you call yourself a high priestess or a starseed, whatever you call yourself, an empath, empress, emperor, you're somebody who has a lot of divine, pure energy. You have this energy to you that is very loving, very nurturing in some way. is what I'm getting, okay? I hope those of you who find this reading, this helps in some way or gives clarity, because I feel like whoever this is going to resonate for, like, you've had to go through a lot of, like, a roller coaster, whether it's emotionally, mentally, physically in your life. And it's a very beautiful message. And yes, a lot of times money, finances is tied into, like, how much have we spiritually grown. And I know that's hard to grasp on, but so do I leave it at that? Do I, Spirit? Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. So that was the reading, Gemini. I hope you guys, again, I think I said that already, found clarity and or guidance, or both. And yeah, bye, Gemini.